Hey, welcome back. I just want to do a little bit of kind of a popcorn kind of a thing with some various training things that you need to know. Just a couple different policies and things that are out there that we need to talk about. First off, we need to talk about our discipline. We need to talk about, obviously kids are going to be together. They're going to have a lot of pressure. They're going to be tired. They're going to have all kinds of stuff going on, and they're not going to be excited to be with each other once in a while. I mean, I know that none of us were like that growing up, but this is what we need to do. We just need to stay consistent in the way that we're working with our campers. We need to stay consistent in our responses. Don't throw out idle threats. Hey, if you don't do this, you'll never be able to do that, because you don't have that to back it up. I want to encourage you to, if campers are starting to act out, they're starting to have some issues, would you nip that in the bud very quickly? Let me make this clear right off the bat. We're never to use force, never to grab, never to spank, never to touch a child in this regards to, you may do that at your home, you may be allowed other places to do that, but this is not the location. And I'm going to ask that even with your own child, if your child's in your room, simply from the fact that embarrassment, all these other things, go from there. Many times, if campers are misbehaving, the majority of that is because maybe they haven't clearly heard or understand the rules of what's happening, or they're just standing around being bored, or maybe you're not paying attention to them as well. I want to encourage you to make sure you stay close to your campers, stay close, stay on top of these things, and don't let them get out of hand. If they do get out of hand, would you please take a moment and grab a hold of Vicki Highfield or Tim Greaves, our directors that are taking care of housing and working with our campers and with you as leaders. Grab a hold of them, let them walk through the training, let them walk through the treatment that those children need to have. It's not your place to go out and make them move rocks or run, do other things like that. Just give them a break, let them go be with Vicki or Tim, and let them take care of some things on the discipline. If you don't know how to respond, use the other leaders that are in your group, color group around you, or just grab Vicki and Tim real quick and let them know what's going on and what's taking place with those campers. Another policy we need to talk about is our cell phone policy. I know that we are hooked. We are addicted. We got all these problems with our cell phones. We've got to have them close. We like to be connected. You'll see me running around with my cell phone simply from the fact that I do have contacts that, if Becky needs to hold me or something like that, we do communicate that way. Parents communicate that way to me as well. And so the cell phone policy is this: we ask that you do not bring your cell phone to be carried around with you at camp. I understand that sometimes you need to check, or you need to do those kind of things. You need to text, you need to tweet, whatever. I'm asking that you keep your cell phones in your vehicles, that you don't keep them in the room. Number one, it eliminates the kids that want to grab a hold of them, or somebody that wants to grab a hold of them, goof around, play with them, whatever from that perspective. Somebody's theft, going from there. It also eliminates homesickness, and because kids see you communicating with everybody else, they're going to want to know why they don't have that opportunity. Any campers that bring cell phones to camp, we're going to collect those on Monday, and we want to put those in Ziploc bags, and we're going to put them in the staff office, and they'll be able to pick them up on Friday when they are headed back home. With that as well, I just want to encourage you to make sure that if you need to use your phone, do it in a discreet way. Step out of the room, go pop out to your car, do that while it's happening. Let another room leader know that you need to do that, and to help cover you. Sometimes after campers go to bed at night, we'll see some room leaders that'll be out in the kind of out on the curb out front of the buildings, and after their kids are asleep, they'll take that opportunity to touch base with folks at home and go from there. So just listen, if your cell phone gets broken, it gets wet, it gets damaged, whatever while it's at camp, it's not our responsibility, and because we've asked you not to bring it. Camp Bank. We are on a cashless system at Bank. We do not use money. What you do is when you come to Heartland, we ask that you take and deposit any kind of monies that you have or would like to use throughout the week. Deposit it in the bank. And at the bank, you'll receive little cards. They're little, almost like business-sized cards, and they have $5 equivalents on each card, and anytime you go to the snack shack, the store, whatever, and you use that card, they'll mark off what you have available. And we just ask this, none of all the vendors, everything like that are there, do not use cash. And so we ask that you help us out with this, set the example for your campers. This is great because on the cards have your room number and your name or the student's name. You just write those on there, and we have less money that's being lost or stolen because campers can't use it without their name, without that on there. So cashless system. Those of you come, don't worry, you'll figure it out real quickly because you're going to want to spend some of that money. I want to deal with staff and homesickness. I'm not expecting any of you as leaders to be homesick, but you may be. But in regards to our campers, they're coming. Sometimes these campers are coming for the first time. They're leaving home. They're not going to be with their family and all this. And I want to encourage you to stay close to your campers. Get to know what's going on. If you see, what's homesick. If you see your campers starting to not eat, they're starting to pull back from others, they're being very emotional, they're being even more, just recognize that and just maybe get close, put an arm around them, just, hey, what's going on? How are things going on? Just grab in there and do that. If need be, we have Pastor Gary and Susan, our camp grandparents this year. They have graduated from Dean of Men, Dean of Women, and now they are Camp Grandma and Grandpa. And so they know what to do. They're going to work with your campers and love on them and help them to feel part of all that's going on and help them kind of turn that corner. Under no means is it your place to call the parents or to talk to anybody, or let them call parents. That is reserved for me to make that call, just because I don't want parents showing up on site. I don't want all this stuff. So if parents are texting, emailing, say, hey, how's my kid doing? Just tell them, hey, everything's going well. We're keeping busy. Bored campers are homesick campers. And if you're not keeping them busy, if you're not keeping going, they're going to feel that. And the greatest time that we have campers that feel homesick is at night. I want to encourage you to, how do you do this? Bring some books to read, some stories, pick up a devotional, pick up whatever, and pick up and start reading that at night. Pick up a good one. Ask some kids pastors, ask some others, hey, what are some good books to read? And just start. Maybe you have a book that's several chapters long that you can start reading, and just read it out at night as your campers. And listen, your campers will fall asleep a lot quicker, and they'll help move along that way. So, keep your campers active, keep them involved, keep them moving along, and that'll help out with homesickness as well. In our staff, in our chapel services, I want to encourage you, we're asking that you don't go sit with just these are our room leaders, my friends. We have assigned seating during service by color group, and I want to encourage you to be there. We want you to intermix in between your kids. So what that means is when we're looking down an aisle, the aisle should not be all staff and leaders. We want you throughout the rows, work with the other leaders in your color group and in your area where you're sitting, and together come up with a plan on where you're all going to sit. That way you're going to notice if some things are going awry. And with the campers, pull out your Bible, open up your Bible, help your campers find it. If you have a camper that has a hard time reading their Bible or finding those places, then pull them next to you. Let them sit there and open up your Bible with them and help them get to that point. Use this opportunity to invest in your campers. I know you're going to be tired. You're going to be just ready to just kind of lay down and go to sleep yourself. And I understand that completely. And we'll try as much as we can as the staff and the directors to make sure that we keep help support you and go through that process. So make sure you just intermix, participate in worship. If you're not going to participate, your campers aren't going to participate. Go up front and worship. As you respond, so are your campers going to respond. If you sit down and just sit there, that's how your campers are, and that's you affecting your campers' lives and their time at camp. One last area is our nurses. We have 2 nurses at Kids Camp this year. Welcome back to Paula and Tanya as well. They were with us last year. We have lots of campers that are on lots of meds. And so they take those meds at different times of the day. And our goal is to get those. We'll get you little index cards that'll tell your campers when they have to take their meds. And we need your help to make sure that our campers get meds. If you notice that any of your campers have meds in their bags, Tylenol, anything over the counter to their other meds that are prescribed. We need to make sure that those get into our nurses right away. We do that right away on Monday, and then we'll do it again when we come together on, if anytime anything comes up. Now, you're not, as a leader, exempt from that. I need you to make sure you turn your meds in as well. The simple purpose of it is this. I don't want any campers having the opportunity to get a hold of your meds that are in your bag if they were to get in there. I don't want them in Tylenol, over the counter, nothing. Just check it in. We're not going to ask questions. Just go up and get your meds as you need. And the nurses are available 24/7, and they will help you and get things taken care of. So make sure that when you come, have your meds in a Ziploc bag with your name on it, and just go from there. If you're a minor, we'll have a paperwork that will be attached to this training documents that you're going to need to fill out that paperwork and bring it with you when you come to camp. I need to make sure that all minors have this paperwork filled out. Even if you're not taking meds, I still need it so our nurses have access from there. So, all right, that finishes up the little popcorn. You're going to have a lot more ideas, a lot more questions, but don't worry. On Sunday when we meet on the 13th at 4 o'clock. Make sure you're there at 4 o'clock. And when we meet, we're going to work through some of those questions. We're going to have a time of worship and all this. So, and I just forgot this one. When you come on Sunday, sometimes people ask me, can I bring some campers with me? Can I bring them with me? Well, listen, you can bring them with you. We do not like you to bring them with you because we are talking about some issues that we don't want all the campers to be discussing, and we don't provide childcare for those campers and while they're here and you're in our meetings. If you choose to bring your campers, I need to know that ahead of time, and it will cost $35 for the one night, just for Sunday night. It's going to cost them $35 if you bring any campers with you. That's on top of the funds you've already paid and the funds they've paid for camp. So we set that purposely a little bit higher because we want to deter our staffers from bringing campers because we have some meetings, things we need to discuss on Sunday night. All right, that's the end of this video, and we'll talk to you again soon.